So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the step-by-step process of launching and scaling your trading mentorship or trading coaching program.
All right, so to get into it, I want to answer a few questions that you guys might have. So, will this work for a faceless brand? All right, so yeah, obviously this is going to work for a faceless brand too, but it's going to be 3x easier if you do this with a face, your personal face brand, if that makes sense, right? People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if they see your face and they see you every single day, then you have a differentiating factor, which is your face. Now, do you need to be profitable? Yeah, of course, you need to be a profitable trader before trying to sell a trading course. I mean, why would you even try to teach people a strategy that have made you $0 when you haven't even proven that the strategy actually works for yourself, right? So you need to be profitable. If you're making anywhere from 10K, 20K and upwards, then you're a profitable trader and you can sell them a strategy that you use for your trading. All right, so I already have a trading course. Isn't it the same? Now, would you go to college or university if they just sent you 50 textbooks, no classes, no friends, no hangouts? Yeah, of course, most people would say no. And the reality is, people buy into networks, group support, and connections, and same applies with coaching. But now, except they also need to buy into you. So, with college and university, people do not need to buy into the professors or the owners of the university, right? But with coaching, they also need to buy into the person, which is the mentor, right? They are paying into the mentor, they are paying into the group support and the connections. So, this is why pre recorded course modules do not work like they used to, right? People do not just pay for information right now, they need to pay for access and one-on-one support. All right, so I have zero followers. Do you show how to build from scratch and can this work for you? All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going through everything you need to know. If you have zero subscribers, zero followers, then this video is also for you because I'm going to be going through how to build and sell a trading mentorship, even if you have zero followers, and how to build your social following from scratch. All right, so I have a coaching, just need to learn marketing and sales. Then all you need to do is skip to the parts where I talk about trading, I talk about marketing and sales because the first part of this video, I talk about creating the offer and how to structure and sell yourself. Awesome. So let's get into it. So the first part is the offer creation. Now, if you have thousands and millions of followers on social media or you're getting millions of and thousands of traffic in your funnels, now if you have a bad product or if you have a bad offer, no one is going to buy from you, right? Even if you're getting thousands and millions of followers, right? The offer is a core determinant if you're going to make it or if you're not going to make it, right? The product is the main attribute, is the main factor that determines whether you get a sale or not, if that makes sense. So to create your offer, to create a great offer, you need to understand your ideal customer profile or your ideal student avatar, which is your ISA. So there's usually four kinds of people I've seen in this space. So there is a profitable trader, there is the unprofitable traders, there is the 9 to 5, but they need something outside of their 9 to 5. There is a profitable traders who are looking to scale with the right system. So these guys are already making 5 to 10K per month, but they want to scale to 30K, 50K per month with trading, and they need the right strategy. Then there is the business owners, people who have a successful business, but they need something outside of their business, and they want to learn how to trade so they can invest their money into some things. All right, so when you understand, you need to pick one of these ICPs right here, right, and work with them. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot work with any other person from other ICPs or other audiences, right? Now, what this means is you need to focus on one ICP so you can dial in your marketing for this specific kind of audience. So they will understand that, hey, this guy is the guy that teaches unprofitable traders, right? This guy is the guy that teaches 9 to 5 people. They need to understand that you're obviously the one for them. Right, so when you understand your ideal student avatar, you want to understand their goals. These people obviously have goals, right? Some of these goals might be they want to get funded and pass a Profem challenge. They want to retire their loved ones. They want to buy their dream car, their dream house. They want to quit their 9 to 5. They want to develop a winning strategy, master trading, psychology, and discipline. And then when they have a goal, obviously there's going to be a challenge stopping them from going from where they are right now to where they want to be, which is their goal. So some of these challenges might be emotional trading, psychology issues, lack of consistency, poor risk management, blowing accounts, which is a common challenge in the space. Now, there is impatience and unrealistic expectations, there is information overload and analysis paralysis. So, you need to understand your ICP's goal and you need to understand their challenges. Now, when you understand your ICP and their goals, you need to create your unique selling proposition or your unique selling point, your USP. Now, to create your unique selling point, you need to have a thesis. A thesis can be the viewpoint that is currently accepted and widely held. Now, it could be something that you think that, hey, this is the only strategy that I believe that you should go with to be a profitable trader. An example of this would be more screen time, and more trades would make you more money, right? A ton of people would disagree to this, but you yourself, you're agreeing to this that, hey, this is my thesis, and I believe that this is the only strategy, this is the only method that will make you money. And there is the antithesis, which is why the old way doesn't work. Now you believe that this is the opposite of the thing that you believe that will work. This is the things, these are the things that are the opposite of this and wouldn't work for your audience. Right? Example of this would be traders stay stuck because they chase setups without mastering psychology, risk management, and having a proven system they actually stick to. So you believe that traders stay stuck because they chase setups and without mastering psychology and risk management, if that makes sense. All right, so you need to also understand your call, create a call mechanism. Now, your core mechanism would be the unique solution that you have, right? The new way that you realize that this is the only way that is going to help people go from where they are right now and reach their goals. An example of this right now in the real world would be the real path to profitability is the three pillar trading system. Now, the three pillar trading system would be your core mechanism, and then you obviously have a detail to explain a little bit about what your three pillar trading system is. Now, what it means in this scenario is you master one high probability strategy plus develop bulletproof trading psychology and implement strict risk management rules. This is how you go from inconsistent gambler to funded trader. You see what I did there? Now, you just created a thesis, and you created an antithesis, and you created a core mechanism. So you just created your unique selling points. Now, mandatory, you need to have a disclaimer of risks. You are a coach and not a financial advisor, right? Now, you want to make it clear you're teaching these guys how to trade. You're not advising them where to put and where not to put their money, right? If you don't want the FTC or anybody to bust your ass, then you definitely don't want to act like a financial advisor, if that makes sense. All right, so you also want to have some kind of guarantee. Now, you should realize that when you're starting out in the trading space, when you're trying to launch a mentorship, you're competing with big guys like people like my investing club, uh, the investment analogy trader, people like TGR and all these big trading mentorship communities, you're competing with them. So for you to, win your audience, you need to have some kind of guarantee. Now, you don't need to guarantee results, which is something you definitely don't want to guarantee results. You should not ever guarantee results, right? You don't want to guarantee people that, hey, in the next 1 month, you're going to make 20K per month. Like, that is not even possible. You cannot guarantee that in trading because people are going to get different results, right? So, what you want to guarantee is some kind of funding guarantee and some kind of satisfaction guarantee within a time frame. So example of this would be if you don't get funded in 6 months, you get your money back. This is a very good guarantee, right? If you have a great strategy and you have a good partnership with some pro firms, then there's absolutely no way you cannot get your students funded within 6 months. So another guarantee could be if you're not satisfied within the first 14 days, you get a full refund. Now the satisfaction could be, are they loving what they're learning? Are they actually vibing with the community? If they're not satisfied with the community or not satisfied with the one-on-one coaching, then they get a full refund within the first 14 days. Right after 14 days they are not satisfied, then they don't get a full refund. No questions asked. All right. So another guarantee could be free support until you make your tuition. Now, this is some kind of crazy guarantee, but it's actually not really hard to fulfill on, right? If your program is 6 months and within the 6 months you don't help them make the 5K they actually paid for your program, then you can give them free support until they make the 5K, right? Even if it takes them 2 months, you can give them free support until they make the 5K. So this is obviously a crazy guarantee compared to this two right here. So if you put this guarantee, it's going to actually make people understand that you are here to get them results. All right, so when you understand your unique selling point and make your guarantee, you you want to create the structure of your offer. Now, there's really two types of coaching you can do. There is group coaching and there is one-on-one coaching. Now, the one you go with depends on the stage where you are right now. So, if you're a huge trading influencer, if you're someone with um, five-figure followers, if you're someone with 500K, 200K followers, great quality followers, millions of followers, then it's going to be pretty hard for you to launch a one-on-one coaching and not, be actually be overwhelmed, right? You're not going to actually be able to fulfill on one-on-one coaching for a ton of people if you have a huge, massive audience, if that makes sense. So the ideal thing you want to do is launch a group coaching program. If you have a massive millions of followers, millions of audience on YouTube, on Instagram or Twitter. All right, so going over its group coaching, what is included in group coaching? So the pricing of group coaching should be from 2.5K to 7K. You can go all the way to 10K depending on what's included in your community, but the prices that I've seen is 2.5K to 7K. So what is included in the group coaching? So you should have a course material. Now, the reason you should have a course material is you don't want to keep people idle even when they are not having the course with you, right? You want them to have something that they can consume, something that they can watch from time to time without actually needing your help, right? This is basically like the college textbooks and the handouts. So, uh, 3 group calls a week. Now, this calls should be done over Zoom, Meet, Discord, or any other platform that you can think of where they have a great video call quality. All right, so in calls? What happens in calls? So on these calls, you want to go over the check-ins and the wins. You want to tell them, hey, share your wins and leave people to talk and share their wins. Then you want to go over the live market analysis together with the group. Then you want to have Q&As and problem-solving sessions during these calls. Then you want to have the hot seat coaching. Now, this is absolutely a very, very important part of this group coaching course. And what this means is you bring someone onto the hot seats or uh, onto the I don't know what they call it, but yeah, basically you bring someone onto the hot seat of the call and you coach them one on one, right? You coach them one on one and you leave all your students to watch you coach this person one on one. You do this on every call, and it actually gets interesting because people want to ask questions to see if you could get them one on one and coach them. All right, so you want to do trade reviews, you want to do live trading, and you want to do strategy workshops on those calls. All right, so this is how you structure your group coaching, and for your one-on-one coaching, how do you structure your one-on-one coaching? The pricing should be for anywhere from 4K to 12K, and ideally 2 calls a week. Obviously, I've seen some one-on-one coaching prices go all the way to 50K, 100K. So it depends on what's included in your coaching, right? But ideally, the best you could do is just stay within anywhere from 4K to 15K maximum. All right, so you want to have 2 calls a week, personalized review. Now, this is not like the group call where you have call with everyone in the group. You have a call with this person one on one, right? And they have your personal number so they can call you when they have a problem, when they need help. All right, so these calls should be done over Zoom or Meet or over the platform that you think is best for video calls. So what happens in this session? Now you review their actual trades and you help them evaluate their current skills and create a customized action plan for them. Then you give them assignments on the call and You actually help them provide feedback to those assignments that they have done, right? And then you also live trade with them. So this is how you structure your one-on-one coaching. So you should have a time frame for your coaching. You should have a time frame. You should have like a 3 months. Your program should be 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. You should at least have a time frame, right? You don't want to make it a lifetime mentorship or a lifetime coaching. Now, the reason you want to do this is one, you don't want to over deliver. Like you don't want to do too much for them without them actually paying for it, right? And your time is very important, so you want to actually have a time frame for it. Then number two, you can obviously upsell them after this program, after this time frame, right? If it's a 6 months program, then after the 6 months, if they still want to work with you again, then they can have something like a renewal. They can renew the program, or they can, you can have a way to structure it so that they can come back again and start paying you, right? And the ton of people are still going to come back because they want access to you. Then the third reason is because after this time frame, if this is like a 3 months coaching program, then after 3 months, you're going to have a great case study that you're going to use as a YouTube video. Then you show how you helped your student go from this to this, X to X, in 3 months or in 6 months, if that makes sense. All right, so this is how you structure your coaching program. And what platforms, or what's what apps should you use to set up the community or set up the one-on-one coaching? So there's really 4 platforms you should think of when you're launching a high ticket trading program. So there is Slack, there is School, there is WhatsApp, and there is Discord. So I will recommend going with Discord. Now, the reason I recommend going with Discord is you can actually have one Discord channel for your low ticket, for your free community, and for your high ticket community in one Discord channel, and you can ascend and descend people from these channels. Just all you have to do is restrict access to people who do not actually have access to the high ticket or to low ticket, right? Now, Slack is also good for something like this, but the only reason I wouldn't use Slack is because you have to pay money for each student, right? Slack isn't free. If you have a free plan on Slack, then you need to pay. Then you're going to lose your messages after 90 days, right? But with the paid plan, you can have your messages more than 90 days forever, but you have to pay for each student. And I think it's anywhere from their lowest plan is like $9. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, so school is not really great. You can't really customize school that much. So I wouldn't recommend using school for high ticket programs unless you're launching a low ticket community. Now, WhatsApp is also a nice platform if you're launching a high ticket community. You can create communities, you can create groups on WhatsApp, but you cannot actually customize WhatsApp like you can customize Discord, right? All right, so this is how you set up your Discord. So Discord is pretty much not really complicated to create, right? It's not really complicated to create. So you have to go on Discord, and when you create a new community, then this is the channels you should have. So if you have like a low ticket, if you have like a free Discord, which I know most traders already have a free Discord. So if you have like a free Discord, you should have the welcome channel, you should have the rules channel, the start here channel, the announcements, the introduction. This is for everyone. The free community, which is also for everyone, you have the general chats, the questions, the wins, and the off topic. Now you should have the low tickets. Let's say you have a low ticket community already, then the low ticket should obviously be in the Discord also. Then low ticket people should have a channel for the announcements, the charts for only low ticket people, the course access. You should have a course in the low ticket. You should have the resources and the trade breakdowns, strategy sections, and all of these. Then the high ticket community, you should have, if you're doing a group coaching community, then you should have the announcements, the VIP lounge, the course schedule channel, the pre-call questions, the call recordings, the live tickers, the HT accountability, the high ticket accountability. Now, if you're doing one-on-one coaching, you should have the announcements, VIP lounge, session booking, session prep, session notes, direct mentor access, HT accountability. Now, support, you should have a support channel for everyone. You should have the ticket channel, the feedback, the billing support channels for everyone. And you should have the voice channels. You should have the study hall for low ticket, the hangout lounge. You should have the high ticket only rooms, and you should have the one-on-one sessions only rooms, if that makes sense. All right, so on this call, you should pretty much have a moderator to help you out with your community. If you have a high members count on Discord, then you should absolutely have a moderator to help you out on Discord, to moderate your Discord and keep the Discord lively. All right, so this is how you structure your community for high ticket and for both high ticket and low ticket access.
All right, if you made it this far, you're already ahead of 99% of people. But most people are going to watch small of this video and be like, okay, I'm going to watch this video later, right? They're going to procrastinate. But you made it this far, which means you find this video helpful. So please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. So part of my offer is to help you launch your offer, structure your offer, build your sales funnel, do the content strategy for you, and help you take the sales calls. So if you like my help or you want to partner up with me, just click the link below, which is my IG link. Click the link to my IG profile. Follow me on Instagram and drop me a message, and I'm going to chat with you and see if it's a good fit to partner up or help you. All right, so back to the video.
And pretty much that's it for the offer structure. By now, you should understand how to understand your ideal customer profile or your ideal student avatar, how to create your unique selling proposition, how to structure your offer, and where to set up your offer or the platform. All right, so next up, you're going to talk about the sales funnel, right? So if you have a good product and you don't have a way of ascending and descending people and obviously getting people to buy into your shit, then you're not going to make any sales as well, right? A good product is okay, but if you don't have a way to convert people into buyers, then you're going to lose a ton of money. You're going to leave a ton of money on the table. All right, so there's really four platforms I use for funnels. I use ClickFunnels, I use Framer, I use Webflow, and I use Go High Level. I'm going to be showing you how to create a basic funnel on Webflow in this video. All right, so a funnel, I like to think of a funnel. If you don't know what a funnel means, a funnel is just a way of gauging interest from your less qualified viewers or leads to your most qualified leads. So you want to get more eyeballs, which is the top of the funnel, right? These people, they barely know anything about you. Then there is the middle of the funnel. These people, they know a little bit about you. Then there is the bottom of the funnel, people who already know much about you and they can buy from you at this point, if that makes sense. All right, so for a coaching program like this trading mentorship, you want to work with an opt-in, an application funnel. You want to work with an application funnel. So to create the funnel or landing page, you're going to be I use Webflow personally for this, and this is how you set this up on Webflow. So you're going to go to webflow.com and sign up for an account and click on create a new site. When you click on create a new site, you're going to get to this page. So right now on this page, click on the plus sign right here and create a new section, which is going to be the hero section. So in the hero section, we want to add so in the hero section, we want to add a new container. We want to add a container in the hero section. So this container is going to allow us to resize the section as we want. So when we add the container, we want to add a heading. So let's add a heading right here. And let's also add a div element in the container. So we want to add, in the div elements, we want to add a video element. So this is going to be our VSL. So we have a video element right here and we add that in. And then we're going to add a button or the call to action. We're going to add a button just below the VSL. Now that will be in the container. All right, so we have the button right here. So what we're going to do is style. You're going to style the VSL, the heading, and the button right now. And so for the heading, let me give that a great heading. So let's see something like learn how I made 40K trading options. And for the VSL, you obviously want this VSL to take maybe 70% of the page. You don't want it to be 100% fill to the page, just like it is right now. So I'm going to give it a width of 70%. A width of 70%. 70. Alright. So I'm going to center the VSL by giving it a margin of left auto and margin of right auto. So now we have the VSL right here in the center, and we also want to center the heading. I'm also going to give it a margin of auto and a right margin of auto as well. Then we want to reduce the width of the heading. So I want to give it a 70% or a 90, 80% width. All right, so we have the heading right here, and we want to center the heading. We want to align the heading in the middle. So we align the heading right here. Then what's left of it is the button. So I'm gonna change this to an application button. Apply. I'll click here to apply. Click here to apply. So I want to center the button as well. So we're also going to give it a margin auto and a right margin auto as well. Then we're going to change the display to block because the button is going to have a display of inline block. So we want to give it a display of block so we can center the button. So I'm going to give it a display of block, and you're going to reduce the size, the width. So let's give it a width of 40%. All right, so we have the perfect size for our button, and we also want to align the text to the center. Nice. So now let's add some margin between the button and the VSL. So we want to add some margin top right here, maybe 20 pixels. All right, so we have some margin top between the VSL and the button right now. So right now, I mean, we have a page, you have a working application page, right? Except you're going to have your real video right here, and you're going to add some branding, some brand colors. So let's say, for example, maybe our brand color is white and blue. So we're going to add a background color for the container. We're going to add a background color right here, and let's say the color is blue, and go on blue and add a blue color right here, and I want to change this to white. Nice. So I want to change the heading to a color white. Nice. So now we have our brand color, which is blue, and we have our heading right here. Learn how I made 40K trading options. We have our VSL, and we have our call to action, or the button. So when people click on this button right here, they are going to get a pop-up, which is going to be a Typeform application that they are going to fill out, which I'm going to go into. All right, so Now, obviously, you understand how to create a landing page or a VSL on Webflow. Obviously, there is more to this, right? But this is how you create a landing page on Webflow using this structure that I just gave you right now. So this is also included in what we do for you. We create the VSL and we create the landing pages for you. So just hit me up on IG if you like my help. My link to the IG profile is in the description. All right, so I want to start with the opt-in page. Now for the opt-in page, you should have a page where you give away your freebies. I'm going to go into some details about this when I talk about the content strategy, but you should have a freebie. I don't know if you've seen a few posts where people tell you, hey, comment this and I'll send you a template and I'll send you a free community or something like that, right? So you should have a freebie that people would opt in into a page to get access to this freebie, right? So an example of this would be a trading plan template. So an example of an opt-in page is something like this. So an opt-in page, you should have the heading, should have the subheading, should have the form with the name and email, and you should have the call to action, which is the button to get the opt-in or to opt into the email address, to opt into the email list. All right, so an example of the heading right now is from my investing club. I hope I don't get sued for this, by the way. All right, so this heading right here says Alex teaches you his 3 steps $1 million trading system on this free training. So you're opting in right here to get this free training, right? So you're going to put your first name, your last name, and your email address. And when you click on watch now, which is the call to action, you're going to get the free training, which is the freebie that they are giving away. All right, so right now when you click on this watch now button or the call to action, you're going to get redirected to the page where you watch the freebie, right? You're going to get redirected to the application page, right? So this application page obviously is going to have the heading and the subheading, which is this is the heading right here. How even complete beginners are making a reliable income just trading 1 hour per day. All right, so you have the subheading. Your subheading is going to be your USP, your unique selling proposition that we talked about. That could be without having to work your 9 to 5 or without having to without having to use the wrong trading psychology. You know how you should structure your unique selling point from the previous example I gave you right there. So that should be your subheading. So your video sales letter, which is this video right here. So you're going to have a video. This is the most important part of your application page. So you need to have this video where you explain how your offer works, how your community or how your coaching works. You don't want to dive into the ins and outs so people do not get all the value they need, but you want to provide as much information as you can so that they can understand what your community is all about or what your coaching is all about. So ideally you want to keep your VSL anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. I've seen VSL maybe 6 minutes isn't really bad, but 8 to 15 minutes is the best that I've seen convert. All right, so the VSL, you want to start off with your intro, introduce yourself so that they can have a reason to even listen to you in the first place, right? Then you agitate the problem. You tell them, hey, that you understand their problem and you let them know that they have a problem. Then you say what the solution is. Then the solution is going to be your core mechanism. Now this could be the 3 pillar step trading process that we talked about when we talked about in the unique selling proposition part, if that makes sense. All right, so when you talk about what your solution is, which is the core mechanism, then you teach the basics. You teach them the basics of how trading works, right? Then you elaborate the antithesis, which is also what we talked about. Then you tell a student story, and you say how you helped. Then you say why they should do the same, why they should actually be a student of be your students. Then you say your offer, and you tell them to, hey, click the call to action below to apply. Now you need to tell them to click that call to action. Most people make this mistake and they don't actually say anything. You need to tell them, hey, click that button below to apply. You need to hold their hands. Most people want you to hold their hands, right? Awesome. So I'm going to show you how to create this VSL right now using AI and using this framework right here. All right, so this is how you create the VSL using ChatGPT or AI. So I'm going to head on chatgpt.com right now, and I'm going to paste in the VSL framework, and I'm going to tell it, hey, create me a VSL for a trading program using this framework. And I'm going to tell it to ask me questions to generate the best VSL. All right, so ChatGPT is going to ask me a few questions, and right now I want to give answers to them. So, who exactly is this trading program for? I want to put people who blow accounts. Yeah, people blowing accounts. And what's the core problem they are running into? So, no risk management. Risk management, and what makes your solution unique? So I'm going to say my backtesting approach. And what results does your average student get? So it gets first profitable months. And give me one real or believable student win. So Jimmy went from zero to 7K per month while working with us, while working with me. While joining when he joined my mentorship. So I'm just going to give it to ChatGPT like this. So what's your actual offer? So my offer is going to be mentorship one-on-one session, one-on-one session. All right, so what's the CTA? The CTA is going to be to apply for this mentorship and fill out the type form and fill the type form, the form. All right, so I'm gonna add the thinking option right here, so ChatGPT can think how so it can actually think about this for a while before actually giving me a result. Now give me a result. So let me send this right now. So ChatGPT just spit out a 10 minutes VSL for my trading mentorship, and you can see that the VSL framework is pretty much outlined. So obviously you're going to do some editing on this. You're going to remove a few things that you don't want to add and add a few things that you want to add, if that makes sense. So the VSL right now is stop. If you lost account after account, or you're terrified your next trade rewipe, this is for you. Then you say your name. I am Ferdinand, and I help traders stop guessing, stop panicking, and make their first repeatable profit months. So this is obviously what your VSL is going to look like. So this is pretty much how you create a VSL using AI, using the structure that I just gave you, and using the prompts. So when you create your VSL, you should have below your VSL, you should have your call to action. You should have your call to action, which is obviously the button you're going to tell them to click. Now the button should say apply, click here to apply, right? When they click on this button, now I want to make this clear, you should have this button show up when they have watched a certain amount of the video, a certain amount of the VSL. You shouldn't have the button show up just immediately when they visit the page. Now, the reason you don't want to do this is most people are going to just click on this button without watching this video, and you don't not want that, because the reason you have this VSL in the first place is so that you can handle their objections and answer any questions they have, and obviously pre-sell them before they even apply, submit an application and hop on call with you. So it's going to be easier for you to close them, right? And easier for them to understand what they are going into. So when you have the call to action, you should have the case studies just below the call to action. This could be your student interviews from your YouTube channel. Just embed those on the application page. Then you should have the frequently asked questions. So again, you want to handle all objections. At least you handle most of the objections they have. So you want to have the frequently asked questions section, which is going to be down below the page, and then handle most of the questions. So you not so the reason you have this, so someone doesn't leave your page because they have just need an answer to one question. They leave your application page and they don't submit an application again. So you need to have the FAQ, which is the frequently asked questions. All right, so this is how you create your application page. All right, now the email sequence. Now, when someone opts in on your page, when they submit their email address for the freebie, right, they're going to get redirected automatically to the application page. Now, when they get redirected, the automations, the email automations are also working immediately. So immediately they are going to get the welcome email plus the freebie delivery. So they are going to get the freebie delivered to their email address. Now, the platform that we use for email is ConvertKit. Now, ConvertKit is pretty much easy to use. You just use ConvertKit and sign up for their email platform, and then you can set up your email sequence. All right, so you send them email immediately when they opt in to your for the freebie. You send them the welcome email plus the freebie delivery. Deliver the freebie to them. Then the second email you're going to send to them is your intro plus your story. All right, you want to introduce yourself, and you want to tell your story and why you started trading, how much you're making right now, how you lived in your parents' basements, and all those story, the backstory. So the email 3 you're going to send is 48 hours. That's after 2 days of them opting in. You send the email, the 48 hours email. You send a case study breakdown or an interview with a student. You send that to their email. Then the fourth email you're going to send is 98 hours. This is 4 days after the opt-in. You send another email. This is an objection handling email or misconception. So you want to handle all those objections they have, right? And tell them, hey, this is possible, because people have internal beliefs and they have external beliefs, right? And then they have strategy and logical beliefs, right? Internal beliefs is they might think, hey, this is not going to work. I don't think this is going to work for someone like me. And they have external beliefs like, hey, I live in a city that this is not going to work for someone in this city. There is really no one trading in this city. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So they have external beliefs, and then they have logical beliefs, which is they think that, hey, your strategy is not going to work for them, right? So you need to handle all those objections in your fourth email. Then the email 5, which is the big day, you pitch them, right? After 6 days, that's after 2 days of the objection handling email, and after 6 days of the first freebie email, you pitch them. You send them the offer directly to their email, right? And tell them, hey, go on and apply right here if you want to work with me. You can send them the link in the email. Now, again, you need to follow them up after 2 days. If they do not apply, now you need to have email tracking tools to track if they click on the link, if they read the email, how many minutes they spend on the email. You need to have all those tools, and you can do all these with ConvertKit. So the eight, you send them a follow-up, an email follow-up, and ask them, hey, did you get the email and were you able to apply? And tell them a little bit of a story again, and I give them a kind of an urgency, and tell them that, hey, we are closing spots soon and you need to apply. All right, so the framework I use to write emails is this. So there is the PAS framework, which is the problem, agitate, and solution. Right? You agitate, you talk about their problem, then you agitate the problem, like make them know that they have this problem. Then you talk about the solution. Then there is the pass up or the PS SOAP. Then you talk about, this is where you talk about the problem, you agitate and flow pass the pass framework. But right now you want to talk about the outcome they're going to get, and then the problem, the cliffhanger problem they're going to overcome. Then there's a prison paradise framework. This is where you talk about their current pain, you talk about their dream outcome story, and now you want to include a story in every of these emails, right? You want to include a story in every of these emails, a story of yourself or a story of your student. Then you tell them a lesson of, or the lesson you learned along the way, or you learned along the way. Then you tell a story, then you extract a lesson you also learned along the way. You also learned along the way. Then you give them an action. They need to take action, which is applying for the one-on-one mentorship on the application page. Now that's it for the application page. Now, when they do apply, when they click on the button, which is the call to action right here, they are going to get a pop-up, which is going to be a typeform, typeform page. Either they get a pop-up or they are going to get redirected to Typeform. Now, on this Typeform, you're going to ask them 15 to 20 questions, right? Now, the goal is to get to understand that if these people are qualified. Now, a qualified audience would be someone who lives in a country where they can afford your mentorship, something like the USA, also, and not just lives in the right location, someone who is of the right age, a person who is 18 plus, who can qualify for financing, who has the money, who can actually make decisions on their own. Then there is the right people who have the right mentality, right? There are some people who expect fast results. So those people are not the kind of people that you want to work with. So they are unqualified to work with you. All right. So time to fill out. So you should keep your type form under 10 minutes, right? You don't want to overwhelm people. You don't want to make it too long, right? You would think maybe, okay, if I keep the type form very long, it's going to filter out unqualified leads. No, of course not. It's not going to do that. It's just going to create more friction. So you want to make it as frictionless as possible, but ask the right questions. All right, so what questions should you ask on the type form? So you should ask what they do currently, if they are trading currently, or if they do something else currently. Then you should ask when they started trading, and you should ask how profitable they are, their location, their age, their goals, and how much they have to invest. All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to set up the type form right now. So for the type form, how do you set up the type form? So the type form is, you go on typeform.com and you create a list of questions, just like I gave you. You create a list of questions that you want to ask these people. Ideally, you want to have anywhere from 10 to 20 questions. You want to qualify where they are right now, where they're looking to go, and if they are actually of the right age and of the right location to work with you. So on Typeform, I just created a form right here. What's your full name? When they type in their full name and they click on the next button, the next question is going to be, what is your email address, right? So this isn't the structure that I would want to follow, but this is an example just so you see what it looks like. All right, so now when you create your content, you add in your questions on Typeform, you want to create the workflow. And this workflow is going to be how you set up the redirects and the unqualified people, how you redirect them to the Downsell page, how you redirect them to the Calendly, or how you redirect them to anywhere you want to redirect them, if that makes sense. So this is how you set up the workflow. So you click on the workflow tab, and you click on the branching elements right here. And let's say, for example, when someone selects the country that they reside in, let's say maybe they live in the wrong country, then you want to add a rule. So the rule is going to be, if country is not equal to, then you're gonna add the list of qualified countries that you want to work with, right? Then when you add a list of the countries, let's say for example, if country is not equals to Miami. This is obviously an example. Miami is not a country, and I know that, right? All right, so we add a condition. If the country is not equal to Miami, then we send them to then we send them to the the other question. We send them to another question, which is going to be, do you have you participated in any mentorship before? Now you're going to have the kind of questions that you want to ask these people, right? Well, ideally you want to redirect them to the Downsell page. When they select a country that do not qualify for your coaching mentorship, or a country that you don't want to work with, then you redirect them to the Downsell page, where they are going to buy your load kit coaching program, or your load kit community, or your ebook if you have one. All right, so if they're of the wrong age, you're also going to do the same thing right here. If they are, you're going to put, if they are under 18, then you redirect them to your free community, or redirect them to the Downsell page. So this is how you set up the Typeform, right? You should have the 10 to 15 questions, and then you should have the branching to set up. This is, they explain in depth on how this works right here on Typeform. So you're going to see the workflow when you sign up for typeform.com. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So when someone fills out the Typeform and they are qualified, right? So let's say, for example, these people are qualified, they are in the right location, they are of the right age, they are of the right, the kind of personality you want to work with, then we send them to the Calendly page. If they are qualified, we send them to the Calendly page. Now on this Calendly page, which is going to be your calendar, we ask them a few questions and then leave them to book in a time to talk with us. Now, ideally, you want to have your calendar time to book in with you. You want to have it maximum 48 hours. No one should book after 48 hours, right? Now, the reason you're doing this is people, the the interest rate of people is going to drop as time goes on, right? So if you can speak with a prospect right now when they are red hot, if you can speak with a lead right now, I mean, why shouldn't you do it in the first place, right? So you want to speak to them as soon as possible when they are ready, when they are red hot. So you should have your calendar set to allow invitees to book maximum 48 hours. All right. So for the Calendly, you want to go on visit calendly.com and sign up for an account, and then you need to create a new calendar. So when you create a new calendar, now obviously I am not a Calendly affiliate. So I am just suggesting what I use. I've been using Calendly for a long time, and I think this is the best platform that you're going to use as a calendar. There are so many other options that you can use. There is cow.com. There is I think Google also has a calendar, a booking calendar. I think so. You're going to find so many options online. But this is how you set up the calendar. Create a new calendar right here. So I'm going to show you what my calendar actually looks like. So for my calendar, I have the duration set as 30 minutes. I have the location set as Zoom. You can set this to Meet. I actually was using Meet for a long time, and I switched to Zoom because Meet was having some issues which I couldn't get solved. All right, so the availability, you want to allow invitees to schedule appointments 2 days into the future. Now, you don't want them to schedule, you don't want to have more than 48 hours available on your calendar, because the reason, just like I said, you don't want people to go cold. So if you can have a call with them right now, you need to have a call with them, if that makes sense. So you want them to, give you a minimum of 5 hour notice before they can schedule a call. So if the time is 2 a.m. right now and they want to schedule a call, they cannot schedule a call for 2 a.m. They need to schedule a call for 7 a.m., if that makes sense. Then your availabilities is going to be when you have availabilities. I have 6 to 9 a.m., 1 to 5 p.m., and I have 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right, so that's basically it. And the questions you need to have for your Calendly. So what questions? So the form, obviously you've collected enough data from the type form, so you do not need to ask so many questions, in the Calendly page again. So you ask them their email, their phone number, so you can track who is booking the appointment, their email, phone number. You tell them to share anything they think that will help prepare them for the meeting, prepare us for the meeting. Then you ask them to make sure that they are going to attend this meeting, because if they book a meeting and they do not attend, the chances of them booking a meeting again is going to go down, right? So this is obviously what your Calendly setup should look like. And this is how you set up your calendar. It shouldn't be complicated for you to do. All right, so when they book in on your calendar, you're going to send the pre-call. You're going to redirect them to the booking page, the post booking page. On this post booking page, you're going to have your, this is where you have your video, which I'm going to get into in a bit. You're going to have your video, use a video of you handling their objections, right? You're handling their objections and telling them, hey, this call is going to be a perfect call. You're going to meet, or you're trying to handle their objection and get them pre-sold and actually come prepared on the call, come prepared to the call. All right, so you should have a pre-call sequence. Now, if they book into your calendar, you should send them pre-call sequence. Now, pre-call sequences are a way to get people pre-sold. Now, you should send them an email. Email one should be an insight plus objection handling video. Now, you need to handle their objections again. Now, this is most important. I know I'm hammering on this over and over again. You need to handle their objections. Now, you need to give them insight on what the coaching program would look like if they join. So you want to tease them a little bit and give them that kind of curiosity to be pre-sold to come on the call. So when you send the email one, after 10 minutes, you should send them a case study or interview of your students. You send them a case study, an interview to their email. So you want to actually get them, and get them interested, because some people are going to cool off even when they book a call. So you want to get them pumped up and ready to show up to this call. All right, so when you send the pre-call sequence, you should have a call reminder. Right, so if you do not remind people about a call, you're going to leave a ton of money on the table. So there is a lot of coaches who do not even care. Like, people do not really care. Like, people are going to book a call on their calendar and they do not even bother to show to follow up with these people. Right, you're going to think, hey, this might be salesy, but no. If you're doing this in a way that sounds salesy, then yeah, of course it's salesy. But if you're doing this in a way that is professional and in a way a serious person is going to handle it, then obviously this isn't anywhere close to being sales. Right, so this is how you go on with the call reminders. So 24 hours before the call, you send them a reminder and tell them, hey, you have a call in 24 hours. Now, obviously, you're going to set this up on Calendly. Calendly has an automation for this, which should be pretty easy to do. Once you have the paid plan on Calendly, I think the paid plan, I don't think the free plan can do the automation, but the paid plan can do the automations on Calendly. Again, I'm not an affiliate of Calendly, so it's just something I think might be the best for you based on my experience. All right, so 6 hours before the call, you send them another reminder, reminding them about the call that you have in the next 6 hours. Then 1 hour before the call, you want to text them personally, or have your closer. If you have a closer or a sales guy, you have them text these people personally and let them know that you're going to have a call in the next 1 hour. Then leave them to reply. Then the next 10 minutes, then 10 minutes before the call, you should send them the last follow up, which is letting them know that you have a call in 10 minutes and sending them the link. Then you should sit down. You should have a chair and obviously sit down and wait for them to show up to the call. So this is it for the call reminders. Now, this is exactly what we help you with. We also help you with setting up these automations and closing these calls for you. So if you need help with any of these, just click the link in the description. My Instagram or Twitter link is going to be in the description. So click the link and follow and message me. I'm going to reply to you. All right. So when you follow up with these guys for the call, the next thing is we want to talk about the unqualified leads. Yeah. So if someone doesn't really qualify for the Typeform, if they fill out the Typeform, or maybe let's say they are not in the right location, they can't afford your mentorship, right? They are not of the right age, they are under 18, or they are not of the right personality that you want to work with. Then what we're going to do is we downsell them to the low ticket offer. Now, if you already have a low ticket offer, this is where you actually profit off it. So you should have a low ticket community price at $20 per month to $200 per month, and you should have this for those who don't qualify or can't afford the high ticket or the main offer. Now, the downsell page should have a headline, just like the application page should have a headline, same subheading, same heading, so same subheading, same video sales letter, but except now you're telling them to, hey, click the button below to purchase, not click the button below to apply, if that makes sense. So the goal of the downsell page is to get them to apply, get them to purchase the community or purchase ebook right there, right? They don't need to apply, they don't need to get on a call because it's a low ticket and doesn't really cost much. So you should have your VSL, you should have your call to action, which is join now or purchase now or join now. So you should agitate the problem. Now, in the application page, you are just you're not really agitating the problem in the page on the page, right? But for the downsell page, you're going to agitate the problem on the page, right? So you're going to write down the problem. What are these guys' problem? You're going to write it down on the page. So you want them to go through your landing page, the downsell landing page, and to read every information, watch the video, and read every text and every information, and get sold, so they can actually purchase the the low ticket community right there. So you should have the case studies just like you have on the application page. Then you should have the benefits. Now you should explain the benefits of working with you and the benefits of joining your community, joining your low ticket community. Now, in the application page, you did this just in the VSL, but you're going to do this on the page also. Then you should have a both CTA telling them, hey, join now right now, right? And you should have some kind of urgency that, and some urgency like the prices are going to increase by 10% by next week, right? Obviously, you don't want to have some kind of fake urgency, but you know how you can structure your urgency. You could have something like you can give some discounts and give them some kind of 10% discount and tell them that prices are going to increase, or give them some sports audience and tell them that sports are closing soon, so they should join the low ticket community. They should have the frequently asked questions just like you also did in the application page right here. All right, so when you send people to the downsell page and they are qualified for the downsell page, then obviously they're going to buy the downsell. All right, so let's say these people do not have money for your low ticket community. All right, so what you're going to do, you don't want to throw away these leads, you don't want to leave them hanging. You also want to send them to a free community, which I know most traders are going to have. If you're a trader, you're going to have a free community, a free Discord. So send them to your free Discord community if they cannot afford your low ticket or if they are not qualified for your high ticket. All right, so for the downsell page, when they have money for the downsell, they're going to click on the both CTA, which is going to tell them to join now. So when they click on that, they're going to get redirected to the checkout page. This is going to be a link from your Whop or a link from your Fanbases account, which I'm going to go into more detail in another section of this video. So when they click on checkout page, you can put their credit card details and actually make payments. And when they join, and they can join your community from there. So let's say, for example, these people do not qualify for your high ticket community, but they visited the downsell page and they did not purchase. Now you should have the downsell email sequence. Now what this is going to do is it's going to push them to buy this low ticket community. So the first email is going to be the community offer intro. So you're going to introduce, you're going to explain what the community is all about. And the second email is going to be what's inside this community plus the testimonials from students and community members. And the third email is going to be limited spots. You're going to give them some kind of discounts or some kind of urgency for them to join this low ticket community. So let's say, for example, when people book a call with you, you do not close them. So I'm going to be going in depth about the closing process and sales process in another section of this video. But if, for example, you did not close these people and maybe they don't have the budget to join your mentorship, then you're going to send them no, maybe they do not want to proceed with your mentorship, then you're going to send them the email post no close sequence. Then the email one is going to be the case study and student story. Email two is going to be your story and why you created this coaching program or mentorship in the first place. Then email three is going to be the breakdown of what they are missing. So you want to give them some kind of FOMO, fear of missing out, and get them to actually act and kind of book a call again with you and join your high ticket one-on-one coaching. All right, so down the line, you want to have some kind of ads retargeting, but I'm not going to go into the in-depth with that. So this video is not really for ads. This video is for organic content strategy. So for ads, when someone opts into your page but they did not apply, you're going to have a retargeting ad, targeting video ads that pushes those students in front of these people that opt into your page, right? You want to show them these students win, and the goal is to get them to apply and visit the application page. Then the Typeform abandoners, people who visited the Typeform, they did not complete the Typeform. Then you're also going to show them video ads of students win. The goal is also to get them to reapply or to complete the application. Then there is the Downsell visitors, people who visited the Downsell page but did not join the low ticket community. Just like you have the email scans, you're also going to have the retargeting ads with the low ticket offer with a limited time bonus, right? So you're trying to create an urgency and get them to join your low ticket. Now, obviously, ads isn't something that you want to get into when you just launch your mentorship. Now, if you've scaled your mentorship and you've hit the ceiling for organic content, then you might try to add in paid ads. But that's not something you need to worry about right now, unless you've scaled your mentorship to a certain level. All right, so that's basically it for the funnels. I put every single platform from the convert kit, from the Calendly, from every single platform. I'm going to put a link in a PDF and put that in the description. Obviously, those are going to be my referral codes, but yeah, that makes sense. So you can know the kind of the platforms you should use. Then you're also going to get these Discord channels that you should create. Then you're also going to get these in the PDF. All right, so the next section is going to be how to structure your content. This content strategy. Now, most people are going to love this section, I know, because when I start creating content, I literally love the content strategy. All right, so the goal of content is to get more eyeballs and get them into your ecosystem and educate them and convert them into your funnel to become a student or to become a member of your community. All right, so before creating content, you should have a persona, right? You should have a persona. Now, the way I like to see this is, who do you want people to see? Like, how do you want people to see you? Like, who do you want to portray, right? Now, a few examples of this right now will be, there are usually three types of persona you can choose from. There is the high class, there is the funny and relatable, there is the technical and intelligent. So I know some of you guys might disagree with this list. So, but this is just what I think these guys portray. So someone like Imangazi portrays a high class, personality. So this is people want to be like him. They want to aspire to be like this kind of old money guy. Then there is Andrew Tate also portrays the alpha guy personality. Then there is a funny relatable guy like TJR, and there is the technical and intelligent guy like ICT. I couldn't really find any other person I could use for the technical guy, but I think ICT should do it. All right, so you need to understand that people buy into people, not courses. Right? Anyone that wants to be like TJR is going to sign up for TJR's mentorship. Like if they watch TJR's content and they see that, hey, this is the kind of guy that I want to be like, then they are going to do everything in their power to work with TJR, to sign up for their mentorship, to be a student, to be mentored, to have this certificate of, hey, I was mentored by TJR, if that makes sense. And same thing applies with Imangazi, Andrew Tate, ICT. All of these guys, people want to be mentored by them because they like how they behave, how they act, right? They want to be like them. So you don't want to portray a rascal personality on the internet. You want people to aspire to be like you. Well, that doesn't mean you should fake your personality, right? You should be someone, you should be real, but you shouldn't be, if you understand what I'm saying. All right, so what platforms are we talking about right now? So there's really six platforms you can create content on right now and get millions of views on each. So there is YouTube, and there is Twitter, there is Instagram, there is Facebook, there is all of these platforms. So to get into it, YouTube, how many times should you post every week or every day? So you should post 1 to 2 quality videos every week. You don't need to publish, you don't need to post a ton of videos. So one video or 2 videos every week can do it. You need to have the quality videos on your channel. All right, so what should your YouTube profile look like? Now, for a YouTube profile, you should have your bio as exactly the kind of trader that you are and what you teach. Then you should have your profile picture as a profile picture of yourself or a profile picture of your brand logo. Then you should have your name as your real name. Your link in bio should be your freebie. You should have your link in bio for your YouTube should be the freebie opt-in page link. Then you should have your Twitter link. Also, you should have your Instagram link. And then what content types should you post on YouTube? Yeah, sorry about that. All right, so there's 3 types of content, just like we talked about in the funnel. That is the top of the funnel, that is the bottom of the funnel, that is the middle of the funnel. Now, the top of the funnel is going to be to grab more eyeballs, right? So you definitely must have seen the day in the life of videos. I know some of you guys already make some of these videos. So there is the blogs, there is the interviews, there is the podcast. All these videos, the sole purpose is to drive more eyeballs from people who do not know you. You want to drive more eyeballs into your ecosystem. So you should have the education content. Now this is where you obviously go in depth into your knowledge. Right? You want to do the raw trade breakdowns, the live trades. You want to do full courses just like this one. You want to do the how to pass Firm challenges and all those education content. And then there is the conversion content, which is the bottom of the funnel. And this is obviously where you get people to sign up for a mentorship. You want to get them to take action immediately. Now, an example of this would be how to go from zero to $20,000 as a trader, or how students made X from trading. So you can copy him, right? So, all these kind of videos, all these kind of videos that pushes people from watching the video to actually applying for your mentorship. Now, the link in the description for the video. Now, each video should have a link in the description. Remember, you're running a YouTube funnel, right? You're trying to get people to watch a video after a video after a video so that they can watch the video and take action and obviously apply to work with you. Or if you don't want to apply to work with you, then they can keep watching the videos until they are ready to work with you. All right, so for the attention content, you should have a link to the conversion content in the bio. Sorry, in the description. So you should have a link to the conversion content in the description. Then the education contents, you're also going to have a link to the conversion content, right? Then the conversion content, you're going to have a link to your application page, which is the part of your funnel, right? So the goal is to get them to, when they find out about you, they need to go through this conversion content process. So this obviously acts like a public VSL. When they watch this video, they understand a little bit about your program, and then when you send them to the application page, they now watch your VSL and they understand more about your program, and you know, they are like 20% ready to buy. So for Twitter, you should have a Twitter profile, and you should post 1 to 3 times every day. So your profile should be a LinkedIn. Your profile should be, your bio should be the kind of trade that you do, which is string trading, options trading, day trading, any of those. And you should have the profile photo of yourself or your brand logo, then the real name, and you should have the link in bio. Now the link in bio is going to be a link to the converse to the YouTube conversion content. Right now, you see how everything is funneling itself. You're getting people from different platforms to watch this conversion content video and apply for your mentorship and watch your VSL. Now, the link in your Twitter bio should be a link to your conversion content on YouTube, so that when they watch this content, they can hit the application page. Now, obviously, they already, kind of like they know about you a little bit from Twitter. So when they click on this video to watch your conversion content, so it's not going to be hard to get them to apply. So I've seen a ton of people have Discord links in bio. So that's, I wouldn't say that is actually bad. So having a Discord link is also good. You're getting them into your ecosystem, which is good. Right? You can do that, or you can have a link to your conversion content. If you're running a high ticket program, it's best to have them watch watch the conversion content video on YouTube, if that makes sense. Also, content types. So what kind of content should you post on Twitter? So most of you guys should already be posting on Twitter. Twitter, you post trade breakdowns, wins, pool, whatever you're posting on Twitter, that's okay for you. You just have to post more of it. You post the market observations, you post threads, and then you do giveaways. Now you want to give away some freebies, which is something I said I'm going to go into. This is where I go into it. So when you give away the freebies, just like we talked about in the funnel part, when you give away the freebies, you tell them, hey, comment this word, and you're going to get this freebie. Now when they comment this word, you're going to send them an auto DM. Now there are many tools to do this, and I'm going to show you a few tools you can use to do these auto DMs on Twitter. So when they comment a word, they are going to get the auto DM, and the auto DM is going to be a link to get the freebie. Now for this freebie, they're going to opt in the opt-in page in the funnel, and then when they opt in, they're going to get the freebie, just like we talked about in the funnel. They are going to get the freebie or the community, and obviously they're just going to go through the whole process of the funnel, right? You see how everything works hand in hand. Then some people are going to apply, some people are going to join the loads kit community, most people are going to join the the free community, some people are not going to do anything. So you're going to have a mix of that. All right, so for Instagram, for IG, you should post 1 to 2 times, 1 to 3 reels per day. All right, so what should your profile look like on Instagram? So your bio as the kind of trading you do. Your profile picture, just like Twitter, you should have a profile picture of yourself. Your name should be your name. Your link in bio should also be the link to your YouTube conversion content. So you're doing reels, you're making reels, posting reels, you're getting people from Instagram, and you're funneling them to your YouTube videos, and from your YouTube videos, you're funneling them to your landing page, and from your application page, you're getting them to book a call with you. Right, so what kind of content should you post on Instagram? So on Instagram, you should post podcast clips. Instagram is a short form content platform, so you should post podcast clips. Sorry about that. You should post a podcast clips, selfie videos, lifestyle videos, quick short value, student wins, and all of those videos. So basically, Instagram is kind of like a platform where you show off, so you should know the kind of content you should post on Instagram if you want to grab more attention. So how many times should you post stories on Instagram? You should post at least 2 stories every single day on Instagram. 2+ stories every single day on Instagram. So you should also go on IG lives. So I recommend going one IG live, 1 to 2 IG lives every week. Now on the IG lives, you're going to pin a comment and tell them, hey, comment this word, and I'll send you a freebie. Right, just like you're doing on Twitter. Also, on your post, 90% of your posts should have a CTA, and you tell the viewers to comment a certain word to get a freebie from you. You've obviously seen some of these on Instagram, and I know some of you guys who are advanced are already doing some of these things. So when you tell them to comment a certain word, when they comment, then you send them an auto DMs just like you did for the Twitter giveaway. Send them an auto DM. The auto DM is going to be a link to the freebie, and they are going to opt in to get this freebie, and they are going to go through the whole funnel process. And just like I said before, some people are going to apply, some people are going to buy the low ticket community, some people are going to join the free community, and some people are going to not going to just take action. So that's basically it for Instagram. Then TikTok is the last platform that I would recommend you use. Your profile should be a profile picture of yourself, just like Instagram. Every single thing on TikTok should be the same as Instagram, as IG. Then your content type should be same as IG. You should just repurpose your content from Instagram and post them on TikTok. And you should have the lives on TikTok. Now, the only advantage I see for TikTok is you can do lives. When you do lives, if you can stay on live for more than 2 hours every single day, you're going to get a ton of people. Like I've literally seen people go from having 20 people viewing their lives to having hundreds of people viewing their lives within a matter of minutes. Right? TikTok is going to show your lives in the for you page, but Instagram Live is just for the followers, for your followers. But TikTok Live, you're going to get people who are not even your followers watching your live. So, how many times should you post on TikTok? You should also post 1 to 2 times every single day on TikTok. Alright, so these are the platforms I recommend. Now, there are other platforms you should be wondering if you need or if you don't need, which is Facebook and LinkedIn or Threads or any of these platforms. Now, the reason I don't recommend Facebook is that there is really a ton of low quality audience on Facebook, right? Facebook people are slow, and you don't want to work with this kind of audience. Now, obviously, you can start a Facebook page, it wouldn't harm you, it wouldn't do anything for you. You can start a Facebook page, you're going to get some returns on Facebook, but I don't think it's even worth putting the effort in the first place. Now, for LinkedIn people are the slowest people that you're going to work with. Now, if you're working with business owners, if your ICP for trading is business owners who are looking to become profitable, then you're going to find a ton of people on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn people, they act too professional, and you need to actually be professional for you to work with them, if that makes sense. All right, so that's it for the content strategy. So by now you should understand how to create an offer, how to structure your offer, how to build the sales funnel, and how to structure your content so that you can get more eyeballs and more people into your ecosystem. And the next section would be the appointment setting, which is the part that obviously leads to the sale. Now, if you do everything right, if you do the offer right, if you do the content strategy right, the sales funnels, if you do all of this right, and you do not do the appointment setting right, then you might leave a ton of money on the table. So the goal of appointment setting is to have conversations and qualify people and book them on sales call, book them on a sales call. So there's really two types of appointment setting that you could do. There is a DM setting and there is a phone setting. And these two, you cannot choose between these two. You need to do these two, right? All right, so I'm going to start with the DM setting. So the DM setting, when someone comments on your giveaway on Instagram or Twitter, or when someone comments on your live, the keyword that you tell them, hey, comment this, I'm going to send this to you. When they comment that keyword, or when they reply your story, or when someone follows you, you're going to send them an auto DM. You're going to send them an auto DM, and the auto DM is obviously going to ask them qualifying questions to understand what they are doing right now. Now, when you ask them how long they've been trading, you want to ask them how profitable they are with trading. You ask them what their goals are with trading. Because what you're trying to do right now in the appointment setting phase is to gauge interest and understand if this is the kind of person you want to work with and if you can help this person. Now, if you can help this person, then you book them on a sales call, right? And then you close them and they become a student for your program. So there is the phone setting right here. Now, what people are you trying to call on phone? What people are you trying to set appointments with on the phone? So there is a Typeform drop-offs. These are people who started the Typeform but they did not complete the Typeform. Now you want to call them on phone because you have their phone number, you have their email address. They already submitted this when filling out the Typeform. Now you want to call them on phone as soon as possible. You want to do this within 10 minutes, right? You want to do this. You want to wait 10 minutes and then call them on phone. Then you also want to call the low budget leads. People, when I mean low budget leads, people who pick that they don't have the budget right now. Maybe they are in the right country, they are in the right location, but they do not have the budget, right? The thing is they can actually qualify for financing, but it depends, right? And they might not know they can qualify for financing. So you need to call them on phone and book them on a sales call. And there is opt-in submissions. Now these are people who opt into your opt-in page. You submit their email addresses to your opt-in page. Now some most of the time you're not going to have the phone number input to put their phone numbers. But if you have the phone number inputs, when people opt into your opt-in page to get the freebie, you can call them on phone and introduce yourself and tell them that, hey, this is what you can help them with. If they want you to help them grow faster and get these results faster. So this is how you're going to structure the calls, the phone setting calls. So you're going to start off by introducing. So you're going to start off by introducing who you are and why you're calling. Then ask if they are available to chat right now. And if they say yes, okay, they want to chat, then you ask them how long they've been trading, how profitable they are, what their goals are, what their challenges are, and if they would like your help. And if they would like your help, you book them on a sales call and talk with them and close them as a student. So that's it for the appointment setting. Now, when you book people on a sales call, which is the goal of an appointment setting, now the sales call is where you actually where you need to have conversation, the real conversation with these people, and they need to make a decision and pay you and sign an agreement with you and join your program, and you teach them, right, and you make them profitable. All right, so how should you structure your sales call? Now, the sales call is a way you should have a conversation. This is the goal of the sales call. Have a conversation with these people have a conversation with these people. Sorry about that. Have a conversation with these people, create a desire, and sign them up for your mentorship. All right. So most people get this wrong. They think a sales call is, some kind of salesman tactics, all of those, but you don't really need to have professional skills for you to close them. So you just need to have the discovery call, discovery question, and the offer linking all in one call. So to start off with discovery questions, you want to ask them their pain. So you want to start off by asking them their pain. So you want to be like, okay, hey, walk me through your typical trading week. What does your P&L look like? Then you leave them to talk, right? Then when they tell you what it looks like, you ask them their goals. What's their goals for the next 6 months? You ask them the gap, right? So you want to ask them what do they think is keeping them, the challenges from where they want to go. Then ask them the cost. Like if they don't change today, what's gonna be like in the next 12 months if they don't change today. All right, so when you ask them discovery questions and now you understand who these people are, you understand if you can actually help this person, you understand if this is the right person that you want to sign up for your mentorship. So the next thing you're going to do is you link your offer to their problem. You want to make this, you want to actually do this in your brain as soon as possible. You want to link your offer to their problem. So you tie the solution to their end goal. So for example, if their end goal is to, is to retire their parents, is to retire their mom. So you're going to tie your offer to it. You're going to tie your offer and have some kind of your offer should have some kind of outcome where you say that hey, the outcome is to help you, have financial freedom, learn how to learn. Remember, learn how to have financial freedom because you're not a fucking financial advisor. You're a coach. I want to make this clear again. So learn how to have financial freedom and quit their 9 to 5 and retire their parents. So you want to show them what the coaching program would look like. You walk them through exactly what it would look like. Now you shouldn't show them what you do in the coaching. You shouldn't show them the courses or walk them, leave them to watch the courses. Like if you do that, most people are not going to join your mentorship because now they learned what they needed to join to see, but they learned that on the sales call. So you're not going to do that, right? So you're going to just walk them through what it looks like, what the coaching looks like, what the one-on-one session looks like. So show them case studies. You need to show them people who have won. You need to show them students. I keep hammering on this. You need to show them that hey, this has worked for other students and this is going to work for you, right? And then you state your price. How much is your hey? So for us to help you do all of this, for us to coach you and get you from where you are right now, teach you how to go from where you are right now to where you want to be, the price is $7,000. Then you leave them to talk and say, okay, yeah, they are going to have some objections. Some people are going to have some objections. Some people are going to say, hey, I don't have the money. Then you introduce, yeah, I'm going to get to that. Some people are going to have some objections. Some people are going to pay the money ASAP. And you collect payments using your Whop checkout link, which I'm going to go into in a bit. All right, so do not argue or overhandle objections. Right, you're not some kind of Andy Elliott or a top salesman. So you're just trying to have a conversation with these guys. You're not trying to piss them off, right? So when you have a conversation with them and they tell you, "Hey, I need to think about it," then this is a common objection. Then you might try to handle the objection, which is also good, but do not overhandle the objection. So you can say something like, "Is the obstacle related to the program, the money, or the time?" So you're just trying to understand what they need to think about, if that makes sense, right? If they tell you, hey, it's the money, then you can tell them, hey, we have a financing option available right here. Or if they tell you it's the time, then you tell them, hey, what time? If maybe they work a 9 to 5 and don't have the time to learn it, then you can have a way to tell them that this is when the calls are going to happen. They can say, work their 9 to 5 and still be able to attend the live sessions and attend the one-on-one sessions. All right, so if they need time, agree to reschedule and for a specific date and time. So when they say, hey, I want to think about it, you want to tell them, okay, all right, go think about it, but let's reschedule. Let's schedule for a day when we come back and see if you have a final decision. Right. So you don't want to leave them hanging and leave them to think about it forever. Right. 90% of people are not going to come back when they tell you that they want to think about it. They want to talk to their wives. You're going to get this objection. Like, I want to tell you up front, you're going to get, I want to tell my wife, I want to tell my husband. You're going to get these objections. So get ready for it. So when people tell you they want to think about it, you reschedule a time with them to speak with them and see the final decision. So when they make the payments, you want to send them the agreements. Send them the agreements. You should have a contract. So what should the agreement look like? What should the contract structure look like? All right. So in the contract, sorry about that. So in the contract, you should include the parties involved, the program description, the payment terms, the coach responsibilities, the client's responsibilities, the guarantees. If you have a guarantee, you should include that in your contract. You should have the intellectual property guarantee. Who does this course materials belong to, right? Who does it belong to? So no one should resell your course, or no one should, record your coaching sessions and post them. If they do that, you're going to sue them. Then confidentiality. Oh, I think I have to take some water or eat some food. I think I'm kind of hungry. Cause yeah. But anyway, you have to show them the termination policy, the disputes resolution, the signatures. Have a you can use online document signers like DocuSign and all of those. Also, I'm going to include the links to sign up to these platforms in a PDF. I'm going to put that PDF link in the description. So if you don't know these platforms, just click the link in the description. I'm going to include every single platform you need and every single information in that PDF. All right, so this is what your contract should look like. So you should have ChatGPT or any AI generate this contract for you. You shouldn't. You can use a CPA or a lawyer if you want to do that. But ChatGPT AI is going to do pretty much good for the contract, right? But yeah, this is what I think is good. But you can still use a lawyer for your contract, right? All right, so when you paste this into ChatGPT, tell it to generate a contract and tell it to, hey, ask me a question before you generate a contract. So it's going to ask you a bunch of questions about your offer and your coaching program, and then it's going to make a contract for you. All right, so when you send the agreements to them, then there is the onboarding sequence. So when they sign up as a student, you need to give them this you need to give them the first impression. Like, you need to tell them that, hey, we actually care about you. Like, you should have automations with the welcome emails and next steps. You should send them an email with the Discord access or WhatsApp access, any community, any platform you're using, and show them exactly how to navigate these platforms. Then you send them the course access, you send them where to start and what videos they need to start watching right now, and tell them, hey, this is what you need to do to book your first call, your first strategy call, right? It's your first strategy session, your first one-on-one call. Then the accountability check-in emails. So that's it for the onboarding sequence. All right. So when you handle the objections and they say they can't afford it, then you obviously tried financing options. You send them the link and you want to check if they qualify for financing. So financing are just platforms that will help you, just like the buy now pay later platforms. So if your student doesn't have the money to join your coaching program, financing platforms are going to help you pay for this coaching program, help them pay for this coaching program, and charge the students monthly for it, just like mortgage but for coaching programs and digital products and digital services. Then let's say for example they don't qualify for financing, on they live in a country or in a location that do not qualify for financing, or they cannot afford financing, or they just don't want to do it. And then you downsell them to your low ticket community if you have one, or your low ticket PDF or any of those. Tell them, hey, do you think it's best if you joined the low ticket community? That way you get the help that you need, but not the one-on-one support. Right? Most people are going to say yes because yeah, they can afford it now. Now you send them the low ticket community. In the future, these are the best kind of people that you want to work with, because these people, when they have their money up, then they're going to join your high ticket community, because now they actually love you, and they have been in your ecosystem for a long time. So you send them the low ticket community checkout link, and they can purchase the low ticket community, and you add them to the low ticket community. All right, so that's pretty much it for closing. So you should, if you follow this structure, you can close. You should be closing 60% of your calls, right? So the thing is, when you have the more sales calls you have, your closing rate is going to be dropping. You understand what I'm saying? Your closing rate is going to be dropping. So you're going to need to hire a salesperson or a closer for this. So this is also included in our offer. We also help you train your sales team and help you take the sales call and everything, so you can just focus on creating content. So you just sleep and wake up and you see money in your Whop account. So just message me on Instagram. My link is in the description. You can message me, and we can have a conversation. So that's it for the sales calls. By now you should understand how to structure your offer, how to build the sales funnel, how to strategize your contents, kind of persona you want to be, the appointment setting, and the sales calls. All right, so next and final session of this video is a payment processing and the financing. So there's really 5 payment processors that you should think of using. So there is Whop, there is Fanbases, there is Stripe, there is PayPal, there is Venmo, and there are other payment platforms like Cash App. There are a ton of them. I don't even know if Venmo is a payment processor, but yeah, people use that for receiving money. So what payment processors do I recommend you should use? So for a coaching program, for a high-scale coaching program, the most friendly payment processors are Whop and Fanbases. Then there's Stripe in the bottom, but you shouldn't use PayPal or Venmo for any of these. If you don't want your money to be frozen or any of those, if you don't want any of these problems, I don't recommend using any of these platforms. Then Stripe also freezes your money, and I don't even recommend using Stripe for a coaching program in the first place. So you should use Whop or Fanbases if you're launching a trading mentorship program. All right, so Whop, I'm going to show you how to set up a Whop business page and how to set up the Whop checkout link right now. All right, so for the checkout page for the Whop checkout link, you're going to go to whop.com and create an account. Then you want to create a business. So when you create a business, you want to create a checkout link. I have a checkout link I just created right now, and you're going to copy this checkout link right here. Click on copy, and this is the link that you're going to have in your low ticket community, right? So when someone joins your low ticket, when they want to purchase your low ticket community, you're going to send them to this link, to the checkout link from your low ticket downsell page, which is right here. All right. So you also want to create an invoice. So let's say, for example, if you're on a sales call and you close a prospect, You close a new student, then you're going to create an invoice. Click on create an invoice and you fill out their information and send them the invoice to their email. Or you can also create a checkout link for your high ticket mentorship, your one-on-one mentorship. You create a checkout link for that and you send them the link directly to the meet or to the Zoom chat right there, and you close them. You have them pay on call. So for financing, when you go to your business page on Whop, you click on apply for financing right here. Then you have to verify your business and verify your coaching program, and then you click on apply for financing. So just like I said, you need to qualify. For you to qualify for financing, I think you need to have a dispute rate under 2%. You need to have a dispute rate under 2%. So at least less than 2% of people who join your coaching program, who join your mentorship, are not going to request a refund, if that makes sense. So this is literally how you set up the work community, and that's not really complicated for you to set up. And fan bases is also pretty much like Whop, but you need to just check these platforms and see the one that is the right fit for you. So now there's really 5 financing platforms that the coaching offers that have been used. The best financing platforms I've seen is these are Afterpay, there is Klarna, there is Zip, there is Sizzle, there is Split. So you're going to see a few of these financing platforms on Whop. You're going to see a few of them on Fanbases. But the good news is both Whop and Fanbases supports financing, so you're going to have access to financing. So the criteria for you to qualify for your coaching program to qualify for financing is you need to have a dispute rate of less than 2%, if I am correct. So your dispute rate should be less than 2%. So if your students, if you get you're the kind of trader who doesn't fulfill on the students, and you're every time getting a dispute, getting a refund, then you're not going to qualify for financing, as your students cannot qualify for financing. Then I also want to make it clear that if you sell trading signals, if what you're trying to sell is trading signals, then you're not going to also, it's going to be hard for you to qualify for trading signals, because trading signals are seen as betting signals, right? Just a way to gamble your money. So, but if you're doing trading education, which is teaching them how to trade, then you're going to qualify for financing from all these platforms. So that's pretty much it. Now, you obviously understood how to structure your offer, how to launch your sales funnel, how to understand your ICP, how to strategize your content so that you can build a brand that people want to buy from. Then how to structure your appointment setting, and how to book people on a sales call, how to take the actual sales call and close people as students. Then I also went into how to collect payments using Whop, and all these payment processing and financing. So that's pretty much it.
And that's a wrap. That's it for now. If you find this video helpful, this video was valuable to you, do well to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be dropping hella value on this channel. Also, 100 people are going to watch this video right now, and 90 people are not going to take action. They are just gonna go watch another YouTube video and while away their time. While 5 people are going to take action. They are going to have this dopamine spike, right? They are going to take action, but they are going to lose momentum. And then there is a 5% who are going to take action, who are going to implement every single thing they learned from this video, and they're going to make a successful trading mentorship and launch that as a successful business. Like I said before, if you'd like my help with any of this, if you want me to partner up with you, or if you like my help with any part of this video, do well to hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram link is in the description. Follow me on Instagram and hit me up, and I'm gonna chat with you and see if I can help you. So that's basically it. It's been fun creating this video, and peace.